waited 2 years for the final season of Game of Thrones, 3 years for the spin-off, and you're still waiting for Martin to quit farting around with the books.
Stop wasting your life waiting for something that'll never come.
Now, 2 years after season 1, HBO's delivering all the dragon-filled battles of yore. Next season, which is 2 years from now.
Do simply what is needed of you. Nothing.
You gotta be kidding me.
We must now favor patience and restraint.
House of the Dragon, Season 1.5. You've heard of filler episodes. Now prepare for an entire filler season.
Do nothing now.
As we've gone from the last finale, where battle lines were drawn and war was on the horizon, to this season's finale, where battle lines were drawn and war is on the horizon, in 8 episodes about gathering allies,
I pledge fealty to Rhaenyra of House Targaryen,
raising armies,
To the gullet on the morrow!
My king will be well pleased to friendship.
and really just any part of war that doesn't require showing it on camera.
An enemy host growing in constitution marches somewhere.
All because at David Zaslav's HBO, even their biggest hits aren't safe from the accountant's blade. Brace yourselves, tax season is coming. Revisit the family feud that erupted because no one can tell the Targaryens apart.
Aegon,
Alysanne.
the prince that was promised.
That gets even worse because, again, no one can tell this Matrix twin-ass looking family apart.
They both look the same. Which one's a boy?
The Green stand accused of taking black jobs
They usurped my throne.
as Alicent Hightower and her beloved sons,
Do you think simply wearing the crown imbues you with wisdom?
capable sons,
You have the impetuousness of youth and its arrogance.
existing sons,
My son Daron. What's he like?
usurp Queen Rhaenyra's throne, which was hers because Daddy said so, okay?
I'm usurping my rightful inheritance.
Look, I know it's tempting to pick a side, but please don't. These girls are both dicks, and everyone else suffers for it. While our two queens leave each other on read, catch up with old favorites like Prince Daemon, who wanders through a season-long Halloween special. Spending 7 episodes in a haunted house, even though the scariest thing is that no one there takes him seriously.
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
apparently so.
It does seem to me that you've made rather a mess here.
It's a touch late to be stalking about a strange castle putting its people to the sword.
Aegon II, whose first move is to turn King's Landing into New York City.
Who were they?
Ratcatchers. Nothing is clean here.
And ends with him turning into peel and eat shrimp.
My is destroyed. It burst in the flames like a sausage on a spit.
Yummy!
Then there's Christian Cole, who's either down in the dumps
To die will be a kind of relief. Don't you think?
or down on the queen. Helena, cursed to live in a world biased against women and introverts.
When the people share our grief, they draw closer to us.
I don't want them closer. I was happier before I was queen. This one stopped singing.
Emin, who makes up for his one eye with his third leg.
Your squire is welcome to her.
Otto Hightower, a much-needed source of reaction face on the High Council.
Gods help us all.
Larys Strong, who I guess had his fill of little piggies, but now craves being the hand.
You would wish to be viewed differently. Otto Hightower was your father's and your great.
All while putting Tyrion's best lines through ChatGPT.
And they will underestimate you. And this will be your advantage.
Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
The Sea Snake, who apparently was a real snakesman in his youth,
Brother, he owes you. He owes us.
but still a real grey dong in his old age. Tywin Lannister, who goes on a side quest to Essos, where they do things a little differently.
I want you to my wives.
And finally, rounding out the cast, are more than Nick Cannon's Christmas list.
There are 80 of their
progeny at least.
Do you believe that you are the first noble heir who was not sired by his noble father?
I never knew my father.
You are saying you're a Targaryen?
Do you know what it was like for us? To be sneered upon as
Let us raise an army of
Once you get to know me, you'll find I'm not so bad.
Had enough of these posh toffs? This season, it's all about the small folk.
When princes lose their temper, it is often others who suffer. The small folk.
I know the struggles of the small folk of King's Landing.
Our victory depends on the efforts of the small folk.
Shall your evening meal be served here, Your Grace?
Not now.
Oh, right. And also, the dragons. They're the Westeros equivalent of nukes, which seems to make all the gathering army stuff irrelevant, no?
We cannot take on Vhagar alone. And I have no army.
Dragons. Send them all out and burn those who resist.
No. Fear of it is in itself a weapon.
Still, training them is a lot harder than DreamWorks makes it look.
Odin, help us.
As Rhaenyra turns waves of potential riders into Dragon Chow. Until they finally stumble upon a couple of literal tough because even a dragon's got to respect a man who eats 30 quail in a sitting.
He ate so many quails. It was over 30. 30 quails. I said more of these little birds.
The Hound would be so proud.
I'm gonna have to eat every chicken in this room.
So after season 1 restored your faith in this franchise, try to subsist on meager crumbs for a few years longer.
Where's our meat? We want meat.
In a season that's mostly about shuffling the pieces around the board.
Rosby and Stokeworth. Small castles right in the shadow of King's Landing.
We'll have Dragonstone effectively cut off by land. Have him turn about. I want Harrenhal back.
Our largest dragon has been killed.
You are not the player, but a piece on the board.
Royals hemming and hawing over what to do.
What would you have me do?
What would you have me do, Mother?
What else would you have me do?
And yes, one fairly sweet mid-season battle sequence. In this high fantasy metaphor for all the streaming companies fighting for dominance, only to ruin TV in the process.
Strange victory. If it was one.
See, Netflix is the dragon, Peacock, Max, and Paramount are the guys running on the ground. Starring Daemon, oh, fighter of the Aemond, oh, forever a throne. I'm not that Alicent. Boom, roasted. Alpha Kappa King's Guard.
The blacksmith's armor in town for equipment has only grown apace with Sir Kristen's armor.
Well, you're sworn to chastity now.
Of course, Your Grace.
Yes, Your Grace.
One-eyed Willie, hot to coal, whiz perverts, Raisin Gran, Reese the Juice.
You are the father.
Alan. Assassin's Creed Origins.
You truly are the most Targaryen in King's Landing.
Japes, together, strong. The Lion King's advisor. That's Mr. Fancy Pants to you.
Aegon the Magnanimous, second of his name.
The Magnanimous?
My prince.
Your Grace.
My prince. Your Grace.
Milady.
Princess, if we're holding to formalities.
Very well, Your Grace.
You should address me as my king. Her representative, the prince.
King.
Idiot!
Beware how you speak to your king, my lord.
The king is my grandson, and my grandson is a fool.
Playing with balls.
But we...
History and precedent will come to your side.
The enemy without may be fought with swords, the enemy within.
There is nothing to be gained with fretfulness.
Our lords in the Crown Lands grousing.
And
I am the last one of 15.
House of the Drags On. Getting the Coen brothers to guest direct this episode was so the right choice.
Would that it was so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it was so simple.
Watch my mouth exactly as I'm about to. Would that it were so simple.
Would that it was so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it was so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it was so simple.
Who you callin' a cootie queen, you lint liquor? Some are always trying to ice skate uphill. We got $1, we got $1, we got $1, hey, 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 hey. Can you imagine an imaginary menagerie manager imagining managing an imaginary menagerie?